Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to play a tank with a shovel. Yes, it's a tank that I haven't played in actually a very, very long time. And to be honest, I do actually like this tank. Of course, we are talking about the Rhino tank, the Raumpanzer. Basically a tier 8 pattern, but with a massive shovel at the front of it, which can actually be very, very troll. So we're going to have a look at the stats, and then we're just going to get into a couple of battles to show you how the tank works, how it plays, how it performs, and whether you should buy one when it next comes in stores. So the turret armor, 234mm. That's not too bad, to be honest, for a tier 8 tank. Of course, it does have that hatch on top that can be penetrated, but you can get bounces with this tank, so it's not all doom and gloom when it comes to the armor. The hull is 105, but again, because of the shovel on the front, it is actually quite troll. Tier 7s will actually struggle to penetrate the front of that. Like I said, it's very, very troll, and you will be able to get some bounces. Now, the DPM, now we are running calibrated shells. Even with calibrated shells, I think the DPM is really, really good at 2,330. That is just a 5.79 second reload. Not too bad at all. Your AP pen is 220, your APCR 273, and your HE is 50. You do have a 225 alpha gun, 190 on your APCR, 270 on your HE. Aim time isn't bad at 3.1, the same as the gun dispersion at 0.317. Has a very nice 9 degrees of gun depression with a top speed of 42 kilometers per hour. Now, honestly, I do like the tank. I love the look of the tank. I love the Rhino there at the front. Yeah, I think the camouflage is fantastic. It does really make the tank look like an absolute beast. So let's get into a couple of games that we have recently had and just yeah, whether I talk about whether I would recommend the Rhino to you guys. Now, it is a good medium. Obviously, it is a German medium. Sorry, yeah, sorry. It's to be fair, it's a very strong tier 8 tank. It really is a medium tank. If you look at this compared to other medium tanks in tier 8, then yeah, it does sort of a lot of them is above, you know. I do think with the armor profile, it is a fairly decent tank. And again, the DPM I think is absolutely fantastic. The reload is quite short, and you can do damage in a short period of time, and you can get a lot of bounces. Again, you can get a lot of bounces on the tank. Again, it's like a pattern, so you do have to be careful. You from the rear, from the sides, of course you don't have no armor whatsoever, so do bear that in mind, and always try to sort of use that 9 degrees of gun depression as much as you possibly can. So I'm just going to wait for my team here. I'm not just going to go out in front of the Chimera. I'm going to wait for the team, and you can see the accuracy there. I managed to hit. Not going to manage quite to get the shot off here. Just I think I'm going to miss, or not even attempt actually. So yeah, the accuracy is pretty good. The aim time is pretty good. DPM overall, you know, all the stats added together, it is a fairly good tank. DPM I think is really good, even though we are running calibrated shells, so we've got more pen but less DPM. So if you wanted to run it with the rammer, then you would sit around 2,500 DPM. You know, for a tier 8 medium tank, that's still pretty solid compared to all the other medium tanks in this tier. It is still pretty solid. So 1,400 damage done, not too much. I don't want to just risk it at the moment, because one shot from each of those tanks in front of me, then it is going to be game over. So I don't want to come out sideways in front of these two guys. I'm just going to come out at an angle at least, get the shot off, and then I can see he misses. And I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to be a little bit more patient. I don't want to die because, as you can see, they're both staring at me. I'll be pretty silly if I go out now yeah, just get killed from them guys. And I unfortunately did miss that shot. And now that guy's not looking at me, I'm thinking, you know what, I can take a shot from the Yo. As long as I can get behind this building and get a little bit closer to the WZ-114, at least if he backs up, because as you can see, the rest of my team are all pushing around there. So, yeah, if he can back up, then I can get a little bit more damage as well. So that's exactly what we are going to do. So a little bit more damage into the 114. I think we're going to get one more shot into him, maybe even one more shot into him, I think, and then it's pretty much going to be game over. So, yeah, it feels really nice. And when it does, it doesn't come for, it's not one of those tanks that does come for sale that often. But, yeah, when it does come for sale, honestly, why not? If it's cheap enough, why not? It is a decent tank. You can perform really well in it. You can do damage, and you can get that the bounces as well. So yeah, all around good medium tank, I think. Good strong medium tank, especially if you do look at all the other tier 8 medium tanks in the game. Then yeah, I do think this is up there with the best of them, honestly. So if it comes for sale and it is cheap, then yeah, why not? If you've got the gold, then I would honestly recommend this tank. Yeah, it is pretty solid. So we're just going to finish off this game, and unfortunately that was just a shockingly shite shot from me. But at this point, with there's 3 of us here, I don't mind too much about taking one shot, because now he is going to die, and I'm going to get my first kill. So that is now 2 tanks down for the enemy, 1 tank down from us. There are a couple of low hit point tanks, so I just want to get around this side of the map, back up this hill to get a few shots, just to support my team a little bit. Now, I'm not going to lean over to go for the Raumpanzer. I've got a shot here on the Conqueror, so while I'm hidden from all the other tanks, I may as well have got that shot off. And as soon as he turns, can I get another shot? Of course I can, for my second kill, and now just 4 tanks left alive. So I'm going to wait for my guy to the left. Well, as soon as the T92 E1 drops down, I'm going to drop down as well, and again, we can take these guys out pretty quickly. So he's now a 1 shot. I'm just going to ignore him because I don't need to go for him. And now, excuse me, just 2 tanks left alive. I shouldn't have dropped down at this point, because both of them tanks are up there, and by the time I get around, they are pretty much both going to be dead. I do get a little bit more damage. I don't finish both games with massive amount of damage, and it's not one of those tanks that you do end with sort of 3 to 4k damage. Occasionally you will get the 3k damage, but mostly if you put your performance in, you're probably going to sit around 2.5k damage, which is still decent for a tier 8 tank. So yeah, definitely worth it in my opinion, all depending, of course, on the price. If it's cheap enough, then yeah, it is a nice tank to have in your garage. So for now, I hope you enjoyed the video. That is the Raumpanzer Rhino. Very good tank. I absolutely love it. And let me know in the comments what you think of this tank. But for now, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye-bye.